know, we were on our way to Baltimore to check out the music scene there, meet and greet some people, start chronicling some of the history of, especially the urban environments of Baltimore. And on our way there, all hell broke loose.
That a lot of stuff in Baltimore, America, needs to change. You know, like it's a lot of stuff that we're dealing with that certain people don't have to deal with, man. It's like, give us the equal playing field, then you'll see what's up, you know?
You know, literally, this is a painful time beyond people are hurting. It's so blaring because media outlets who we depend upon are only displaying just the most disparaging images. And these things were already done to break our whole culture down. Yes.
It's been very emotional. It's been a situation of turmoil, of a situation of great peril. It's been something that it's been years in the coming, in my opinion.
The last week was really tough. This is one of those questions that I'm very politically involved, so I don't know if you should have asked me that. But during the last week with what they're calling riots, I call civil unrest. It wasn't riots. Baltimore as a whole was affected, but Baltimore as a whole wasn't being burned like they said.
Yeah, with all of that, it still hit home.
Yeah.
And we're connected. Like I said, we're connected to the community. We've been in Baltimore a very long time, and you know, you see the disparity and the separation economically, socially, and this really came to a head.
We're big on this community, this neighborhood, this where you came up, but then we're also big on the city because Baltimore has a sound, it has a style, it has an aggressiveness to it. You know, put us up against another city, we're gonna show you what it's about.
Okay. At 7:23 a.m., before anything happened, and I said, folks, whatever you do, turn off the media today. This boy was going to have a funeral. How many folks do you know wild out after a funeral? After a funeral,
During the funeral. It was during the funeral.
Right. How many people do you know wild out during the funeral? We don't. We don't. Look, when we flip off, we're going to flip off the day that it happens, the day after it happens, or the day after the verdict. We're not flipping on the day of the funeral.
Right.
And we don't
burn.
Don't burn up churches.
I tell people every day, I give big ups to the young lady who got with her son.
Yes.
But if that would have happened on another day,
then she would have been charged with child abuse.
In a store or in another street, and some white people seen that happen, she'd be in jail today.
Man, look, if that had been a man that was caught on tape, the police would have arrested him.
He would have been arrested.
And even in the looting and the rioting and things, if you look closely at some of those pictures, they don't look like us.
They interviewed this guy, and it was about 7 or 8 of them, and the guy said, yes, there was a picture taken with the blood and the Crips, dapping each other up and hugging each other. In solidarity to make sure that we go out and do something positive. He said, but when the newspaper, when the online media, and when the TV stations put it out, you know what they said? The Blood and the Crips have come together, and now they have created a bond to go attack the police. And he said, we're not going to let you frame us like that this time.
But all the media sees is the burnings of the houses and the department stores and, you know, people smashing police cars. But what we don't see is those sad videos that, you know, the guy standing in between the police and the citizens telling them to back up. Exactly.
What your perception is of what's going on both internally in Baltimore and across the country?
Well, my first thought is fear.
Okay.
Fear of, and I'll tell you what I mean by fear. Fear of the college educated, intellectual, business owning, gifted young black man and women.
Whoa, back up. Hold. That's not what we're hearing. We're saying it's fear of the thug, non-educated, unemployed Negro that don't have a bit of sense.
Look at the bigger picture.
Talk about it.
Look at the bigger picture.
You just described it.
What's spirit of the black man becoming educated and becoming equal with them? Now we have no more control, no more power, no more say so over them. And that is the white power structure in America.
Whoa. Hey folks, jump in.
I believe that is a deep point. That's not
That's not what we're hearing.
yeah, that's definitely not what I've heard at all.
Oh yeah, great time. I mean, we've been looking, my friends and I have been looking for a place like this for regular jazz in Baltimore for a long time. And tonight we found it. We found it.
Right, guys, I've been playing about 21 years now. In fact, this cat was around when I first started playing. What I bring to the music, what I bring to the music is my own story. I try to bring my own original thing. You know, you got tradition and everything, and all that embodied in my playing. But you know, I try to bring my own story and be as honest as I can.
I see nothing but infinite potential here in the Baltimore area when it comes to jazz, when it comes to R&B, any genre. Baltimore is a thriving melting pot when it comes to just the potential that's here. I love it, man. I love Baltimore. I love the scene here. I love the people. I love the music.
You know, and we've had the passing of Freddie Gray within the last couple weeks, and there's been all kinds of unrest, and people are now going to act on these feelings.
Baltimore has been known for jazz over the last, half a century, and unfortunately, there aren't enough venues out there. So we want to be like we were with Darker Than Blue Cafe. We want to be the home for jazz here in Baltimore. And I think this working with Clarence Ward III, Jerron, all those guys, working with them, I think we've already put another foot in the door.
Belgian was on the level then. You know, he was an awesome musician. I mean, talent pool in this space is, you can already attest. Everybody who plays an instrument gets a musician from Baltimore. You know, and I take my little piece. Being born in D.C., my mother is from Baltimore, so I take my piece of the pie.
It's healthy in Baltimore. I mean, Baltimore's history in jazz and music and it's vibrant, but it needs these venues in order to stay alive.
It was a thing that was received by others. So not only was it just my gift, it was the gift for everybody included that God allowed us to have, and it felt so good, especially in a time where I know I have to preach a message. I have to get it out because I know how to articulate my feelings, and I'm doing all this kind of thing, and it's working for me. Instead of me going out and maybe busting somebody in the head or yelling at the police in their face or some kind of thing, I can strategize my feelings. I've worked with my feelings long enough just not to be.
Right now what we're seeing is, things have calmed down. There's I've heard people talk about this is a healing portion, and we'll see what happens. But
what's interesting about the whole thing is that Birdland, businesses like Birdland, have always been a cornerstone for success of any corridor or any area of Baltimore and other main streets throughout the country. And we're the ones that suffer the most during times of turmoil, but we're also the catalyst for growth in any community that you go to. So in short, we will get past this.
So we're literally all one. We're not separated or divided by anything other than what we put in our minds or what was put in our minds. So, you know, I see my brother as me and my sister as me. There's no separation.
What y'all might not know is that Baltimore has a tremendous amount of great musicians here. You know, that's part of what led me to try my best to get this kind of session going on here. You know, we have too many good cats here not to have enough venues. I mean, myself, I've had a chance to tour with some jazz greats, some R&B, hip-hop stars. A lot of us in town have had the chance to do the same thing, but when we come home sometimes there's really no scene. Promoters, clubs, you know, they're not really willing to promote, put in the work. You know, a lot of us musicians at times, we're always taking a loss and they worried about how many cats you can bring in. Everybody's worried about that. However, I mean, we got to build it. And right now we're building. And with tonight's turnout, I'm really happy about it.
Come out here tonight, the opportunity for artists to come together and, you know, freely participate in something, and then also this is our opportunity to socialize, but to socialize in a setting with like-minded people who follow the course and path of music. You know, so I'm excited. You know, it was really nostalgic, you know, to some of the older sessions that we used to have back in the day. The difference in this particular session is that we got real musicians. Some of the other ones, we got people who want to be musicians, and then it's sort of, you know, it's like making it a karaoke kind of thing, and this is not that. It's an opportunity for expression. That what happens by the end of the night is there was music created. You know, you created something that did not exist before tonight. Even though the songs were there, they might have been written, but they've never been played this way. And so many things that we do, we're just going through the motions. You know, we work because that's what the job is. But with this music, an actual thing that didn't exist, it just happened. It happened at that one moment for the people that were there at that time. Like, I mean, just a few minutes ago, there was a couple that came in, and we've cleared out every piece of remembrance of the fact that there was a live band in there, you know, except for the fact I still got some equipment outside, but you missed it. But now it's like you can tell somebody, hey, tune into some upper level stuff, come out, you know, the minds of music, we're coming together and we're gonna have a conversation. And that's what just happened. A lot of people converse, you know, you play a song, I like that, I gotta get a piece of it. You know, you just feel like it's like, hey, that's exactly meant for me. This moment right here is my moment. And that's how it played out. It was no big egos. There were some people learning some things they hadn't learned before, just because we treated it for real. But that guy right there, Clarence Ward, ain't nobody like him. That's phenomenal right there. This cat played the saxophone and the trumpet, and he sang, he played the sousaphone, played the daggone keyboards, played the Rhodes, whatever it takes to get the job done. Except for trombone, he playing. Is that my fault? You gotta get that to his teacher. His teacher wouldn't let him do it. Thank you, sir, because I still got a job. Ain't nothing worse than not being able to have no job. So yeah, we give it up to the new Jamaican on the block, Mr. Clarence Ward III. So I hope I see everybody come out here and be a part of the thing that we do. Just keeping it real.